Today, I'm going to talk about some of the most influential factors from my 20 years of experience. This will help you to understand what actually drives you to achieve a stable, successful, healthier, and financially strong life. Because these are factors which is actually going to drive your life into the right direction. So that's why I want you to have some knowledge about what I'm talking about, because in our generation, in our time, actually we have wasted lots of time in doing something which has not added any value in our life. So I seriously don't want my younger generation to waste your useful time in doing which has no value in your life. So do things which will actually give you some sort of benefit, not only in terms of career success, and it also in terms of your health, in terms of your happiness, in terms of your well-being and everything, because these are things which are actually interconnected. Most of the times our schooling system, our academic systems never teach you about it. I seriously regret why it was not taught during our schools and colleges, because I think these are the factors which is actually driving your life, which is actually motivating your progress in your life actually. So if we had some knowledge about these factors, we would have been much more better actually. But I strongly believe that my next generation, my younger generation, will use these informations not only from me, from many of us who are sharing their own experiences in YouTube and social media, to make use of them and be aware of what you guys are doing. So, without wasting your time, let me start sharing my true experience and what I have learned, which is actually influencing your life to become stable, successful, healthier, and financial knowledge. See, one thing I want you to understand that the life, when we talk about, is a combination of many things. So nobody is an expert over here. Your individual life is your individual life. You don't have to compare your life with anyone else actually. But you can do one thing. You can always compare your life from today and tomorrow. You can always try to improve your life from today and tomorrow. That is the competition that we have to do. But rather we do competition with others. That's not the right practice. So what I'm trying to say is that when we have a combination of many things in life, you cannot control many things, but you can control what can be controlled from your end. So that is far more important actually. There are circumstances which are completely out of your control. You don't have to worry about it. But there are circumstances, there are actions within your control. You can take control on those actions and drive your life into the right direction. That is what important over here. So let me start. I don't want to put it in terms of a points basically, because what I'm going to talk about is so very much interconnected. These points are not sequential. These points are not to be followed in particular order basically. These are all interconnected. Like for example, if you take a day, we cannot have a particular time to become happy, particular time to become anger, particular time to become sad, right? It's a combination. You may not know that at what time you'll become happier in a day, at what time you'll become sad, because it's all circumstances generated, circumstances driven basically. So likewise in your life there are many things which will happen without your knowledge, but I want you to take control on few things that I'm going to talk about now. So the first important things, in terms of career, in terms of life and everything actually, when we actually step out of college into the job market, the first thing that we generally do is that we don't initiate anything on our own. We usually become very much dependent on others, very much dependent on friends or parents or relatives in order to just kickstart something. It could be a CV preparation, it could be an interview preparation, it could be a preparation to analyze which field to be chosen or which industry to be chosen or what kind of job that you have to do and everything. But if you look at the people who are taken the self initiative in order to do their preparations are the one who attain to the level that you cannot imagine better than you, right? So simply what you guys have to do is that take self initiative in everything. It'll be hard initially, I'm telling you. I know without any prior knowledge you will think that it is hard, because that is how our schools were taught. So what we have to do is that do some preparations, even for the CV, even for interview, even for choosing any field. If you can do some preparations, you can definitely make it actually. But if you still wait for somebody to guide you, somebody to spoon feed you, see, you can rely on some informations with your friends and relatives, but you cannot expect them to sit next to you to do the same thing like CV preparations or interview preparations that you have to do for yourself. One simple advice that I want you to give is that if you start doing yourself from the first, maybe at first couple of instances you may feel it is little hard for you, but from third and fourth time you will be able to feel that you are more tuned to take these actions to do your on your own basically. So that is what very much important. Once you do this practice, and you will be able to do this practice in many things, that will seriously will help you to understand that this is one of the most important thing that you have to do without any hesitation so that you can attain what you want actually. But the people who are dependent on others have to wait for a long until they become free, until they come to your place to help you. So please don't do that actually. So the next important thing that I wanted to share is that avoid idle time. Always make use of your time. I don't want you to become productive every time, but at least avoid idle time. Like the time that you spend in the social media, the time you spent in watching movies. You can entertain yourself for sure, but entertainment should not spoil your life. You have to be very cautious about the time that you spend for entertainment and the time that you are spending being idle, which is not going to give you any productivity in your life actually. See, if you found that you are being idle, so you can do many things. You can study, you can go for walking, you can focus on your exercises and health, you can experiences on something which is totally you do not have any knowledge about it. You can do things which you feel like doing actually, but try to avoid idle time, because idle time is something which is not going to be useful for any of us. It is not worth for you and even not worth for any of your relatives, friends, and anybody. So if you use a particular time to do something, that little experiences from what you're doing is actually give you a little bit of knowledge. The accumulation of multiple levels of knowledge is what is going to drive you to become a stable person. So avoid being an idle time, and so that you can use this time worthfully for doing something else. Second is that you always try to find an improvement in your life from the previous year or a previous month in any dimension. It could be of your health, it could be of your knowledge, it could be in your in your communications or skill development or anything. Even it could be in your job actually. Let's say an example. If you have joined in a particular job, and don't take your job as granted and don't keep doing the same thing again and again. Always try to find an opportunity and always try to find a particular point where you can improve yourself so that you can move to the next level. This is very much important. So you always have to be a person who look around for an opportunity and improvement. This will definitely help you to become successful and also help you to attain your growth and also help you to achieve better financial increments in your life. So these are small things which is really going to make you to lead your life into the better position. That is what I wanted to share with you. And always remember that growth is an extremely slow process. You cannot become an experienced within a day, or you cannot become a master just by completing one course. It's an extremely slow process. So I want you to understand that only by accumulating knowledge over a period of time, you can really become a master or an experienced. For that, you have to give a time. You have to give an enormous time in accumulating the knowledge from various sources. It could be multiple courses, multiple books, or taking a training from multiple person or different times of experience. Basically a person who understand that by putting hard work continuously for a longer period of time, by accumulating knowledge, is the only way to become successful, is the person who is going to grow faster. So this is very important. So the next important thing that I wanted to share with you is about this. During the career development, we focus more on to the studies, we focus more on to our knowledge development, and the we used to contribute the lot of time in giving an importance to the professional life to become successful. But at the same time, what is far more important is to have the more healthier physical body. For that, whatever thing that you have to do, you have to do. I'll tell you the reason why actually. Maybe many of you might not have an idea about your health at the 20 is not as same as at 30 and 40 and 50. So but one thing is very much sure, that the what you do in your 20s and 30s is what going to drive your life in 40s and 50s. So if you do bad things in your 20 and 30, definitely you will have to suffer in 40 and 50, which is actually the position where you have to lead the strongest position in your career. So if your health is not going to support you at that point of time, definitely you cannot lead the bigger position. You cannot go for the higher responsibilities where your salaries will be higher, where your respect will be higher, where your the duties will be higher. So I want you to focus on the health as well, side by side, when you give a more focus on to your career as well. You can do exercises, you can do walking, you can look around for something which gives you a more relaxation for your physical body and mental well-being. Follow the good diet, avoid junk foods and avoid smoking and alcohols, and avoid doing something which is actually going to harm your body. Take good sleep, because most people don't understand the importance of good sleep at the early stage. Like me, like when I was in 20 and 30, I used to work till 1 o'clock, I used to work till 2 o'clock and watch movies. So these are things which is actually will harm you in your 30s and 40s and 50s. So if you can give an importance to your health, definitely your health will give you the reward that you actually wanted at 40 and 50. But if you do in the vice versa, definitely you will have to pay a huge price for it actually. More importantly, always have something other than work where you can feel passion, where you can truly enjoy your moment, where you can physically get involved to do something actually, like a long walk or going to a gym or swimming or exercises or traveling. It could be of anything. But detach from your work is the most important aspect, so that you will be able to enjoy the essence of other part of life actually. Career building is really important. I'm not saying so, but it is not the only factor in life. You have to enjoy the work life balance. So, this will help you to enrich your well being and in terms of physics and mind's mental strength. And also, it will give you a refreshment to going back to a career as well. And another important thing that I want you to have is the financial knowledge. Most of us do not have a financial knowledge, even including me actually. When I started reading about financial knowledge, I really got surprised about the financial knowledge that I came to know when I was in 20s and the financial knowledge that I studied after 30, because two are two different things basically. That is because our schools and academics do not have any particular syllabus or any particular subjects to focus on the financial knowledge. Financial knowledge is something where you how much money you have and how much money you want in your life, and how much money you want for the future, whether you are capable of making these monies, and whether you how much skill you have in order to make that money. It's all about the various things which will influence making the money basically. So you should have a financial knowledge. You should understand about the investments. You should understand about multiple source of income. Understand about the passive income, because there is a very much known factor in our life, in the whole world, I would say. Having one source of income is always disastrous, because if you depended on one source of incomes, if the one source of income stops, then you will not have any other means to get earn the money actually. So you should always have some other source of making money. So for that, you need to have the financial knowledge, how to make money, how to generate multiple source of income, how to have money for savings, how to gradually you can increase your wealth. So all these things you should know. So what happens if you don't have a financial knowledge is that whatever income that you receive now, you will keep on spending, and you will suffer when during your bad time. The bad time, it may come for anyone actually. It's not only for me or you. It may come for anyone at any instances. So we have to be prepared for that. For that, you need to have a financial knowledge. So it's all interconnected. If your financial knowledge is poor, actually, at some point of time, you may struggle for money. So you may not be able to manage your family, your friends, your career, and everything. So all are interconnected. That's why at the beginning of this video, I've told you that these are factors which are interconnected to each other. Your health is connected to your career growth and your financial improvement. Your financial improvement, financial knowledge is connected to your health and as well as your professional growth. So all these factors will drive you to become to achieve a stable life. That is what far more important. So once you understand the interconnection between all these things, you will be able to focus on your own. For that, you need to have some dedication about some dedication to understand these things and importance of these things, which has an influence in your life. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the relationship. Everyone has to maintain a good relationship with your family, parents, and friends and relatives. If you don't maintain a good relationship, some or other way, it will impact your mindset. And with the wrong mindset, you may not be able to perform well in your professional job. And further, it will decline your professional growth. So that's one of the reason why you need to have a good relationship. For that, you need to be very much cautious about choosing a person before getting into a relationship. Relationship with a bad person will waste your time, will waste your minds, which will spoil your health. It will damage many things, right from financially and professionally as well. One of the most difficult thing to do is to eliminate the bad people from your contacts. But if you don't do so, definitely you will pay a huge price sometime or later. So it's really important to eliminate the bad one and retain the good one. Because if you don't eliminate them, they are going to keep spoiling your time, keep spoiling your mood, keep guiding you in a wrong direction. So it's really important to retain only the good people and eliminate the bad people. So it's important to understand what is good relation, what is bad relation, and try to avoid a bad relationship and always give importance to the good relationship. Have good friends, avoid bad friends, because bad friends will lead you to the bad habits by which you may lose your life. You may financially get lots of what do you call engagement which you are totally unaware about it. You may get into a losses, financial debts will be there. So all these things are going to spoil your personal life also. Even if you're good at your relationship with your family, if you're not good with the friends, actually, then that will also impact your personal life. That's one of the reason at every point of this video I have said these are all points which are interconnected, right from career, health, and your relationship and your financial knowledge, all are interconnected. So this is one of the reason why I want this topic to be taught in school so that we will have some idea about it. Most people do not have any idea about this interconnections actually. That's one of the reason why I want to share this information to you. So have a good relationship. Only spend time with the good people and only spend time which will add some value to your life. Don't unnecessarily get into fight. Don't unnecessarily mess with the wrong person. See, this is not a life to show the heroism. Heroisms are an entertaining factors that are made for movies, not for the real life. So people who are what do you call copying those kind of situations into the real life are the one who actually faces a lot of trouble actually. Be a grounded person, be kind and gentle as much as possible. I'm not saying I'm gentle and kind with everyone, but I try to become kind and gentle as much as possible because that's one of the only thing that we can do. Being a person, we can always try to improve. There is always room for you to improve from the previous day. So what I'm trying to tell you from this video is that you need to have a proper work-life balance. If you don't focus on these multiple factors, definitely you will have to pay a huge price because focusing only on career will lead you to lose the rest of the part of your life actually. So you have to have a proper balance between your career, your health, your lifestyle, diets and relationship and financial knowledge. All these things play a very much important role in order to achieve a stable life, successful life, healthier life and financially strong life. So I hope this video has given you some sort of a knowledge about the importance of these interconnected informations and factors that is influencing your life actually. I will meet you in another fantastic video. Until then, bye from Subhash Chandra.